It's lovely listening to the bird song at this time in the morning. So I'm down at Allotment. It's early. It don't look like there's anybody about. So I thought I'd just have a walk around the site. Show you, I've shown you it from the air, so we'll have a look at it from the ground. We'll see how far I get round before the battery dies. It's a very neat plot. If you knew him, you wouldn't expect less, let's say. Used to be he was secretary when I started. He's now the president. Another neat plot. They've had that one 2 years. It's, well, second season, and this one, second season. A little walk down. This is a new guy. We were down yesterday getting busy. I want to tell him what to do, but looks like he's planting some stuff a bit close together, but hey ho, he's got to learn, hasn't he? Don't want to be stood there going, oh, you're doing that wrong. Get it my way. The majority of these are nice, clean plots. We try, when I were on the committee, we used to try and keep all those that were really tidy. We used to offer them these big plots. This guy's been here quite a while. Been here before me. He's got a big plot. He struggles some years, but he won't downsize. You can't blame him. Once you've given it up, you've got much chance of getting it back. Slow pan round to this side. Looks like he's planting some flowers, which he usually does. He's supposed to be growing a big marrow this year, but it don't look like he's leaving much room for it. Another committee member. They've been cutting the path, but it looks like they've missed this one because of all the rhubarb that's tumbling over. Well, if you've got stuff growing over your path, they will not cut it. Which can't blame them. When I used to cut grass on here, people put stones on paths and all sorts. End up flicking up. So, they're new this year. He's been here quite a bit. Yep, lovely neat. This lady's moved on this year. There's not a lot happening. Maybe this she's ill or something, I don't know. But she moved on, dug it all over. Well, it was already dug. Had a rotavator on it, and then not seen her since. This is my neighbours. Onto this plot. Don't know what he's doing. Don't like he's doing much. The committee members. In fact, he's the secretary now. He's got his squashes on his manure pile. Usually do quite well on there. Pete's plot, mind you, has got a bit of space here for a marrow, I suppose. And at the back, that's my second plot. That's his raised beds. So we have a 5 mile an hour speed restriction. There's a story about that, but I'll not go into it. This stuff's all for sale, for use on your allotment. Slabs, wood, even a door there for your shed, look. Never wander down this side because you can see these plots better from this side. This used to be, this is featured in my videos a few times. This pond here, loads of tadpoles in it. It's usually full of frogs. We'll have a walk down here quietly because it backs the houses back onto it. This is always a tidy plot. It's got mare's tail down this side though. You can see it in the middle of there. See if I can zoom in a little bit. These plots all the way across bottom, they're good plots, but they do get mare's tail. And all the onions used to get white rot. That's the other thing. Well, they cut grass down here yesterday, looks. Alright, done a good job. It's a big ditch here because it does hold a lot of water, this grass, and these back gardens flood. So they put this ditch in and it has dried it out quite a bit. Trees are full of blossom. We used to have fires on here, and before I came on here they used to have barbecues and whatnot, but I think they got a bit fed up. They were the same people doing it all the time. This lady likes the peas. She was telling me that she freezes pounds and pounds and pounds. Very tidy plot. Blackbird up there looking for worms. Oh, sparrow, look, there we are. There's the culprit. Oh, she's gone. Nipping the tops off the peas. It's Alistair's plot. Another very tidy plot. Like I said, there's not many that are a mess, although the one next to this is. It's not been this year. Here's another one that was up for discussion a lot when I was on the committee. This plot. It's a big cage, fruit cage. The brassica cage. So all these at this side, where the shed is, in the middle. And these over this side were all created quite recently. Over the past 6 years, I think, 7 years. This is his second year on that one. This is a new person. It's like they're getting to grips with things. Packing it in, that's what I like to see. A nice full allotment. This allotment belongs to the chap further down that I've just shown you. He wanted another one. And I don't know how he got it, but it stayed to his other one. I don't know how he got it. This is my neighbour's plot. This was his allotment before he moved next to me. And he's turned it over to fruit now. And the obligatory potatoes in pots. Somebody on YouTube's got a lot to answer for these potatoes in pots. I don't know who his name is, but I know he lives right at the top of Yorkshire, near a big hill. This chap's not been down this year. Won't be surprised if he were getting a letter, or if he's had one. Plenty of comfy. The shed's off this plot, but the lady who's took it on didn't want the shed, so that's going down on another allotment, so we moved it off the other day. This used to be my plot. When I first came down here, I first wanted to dig this. This were all they'd done is got a digger and scratched the surface, took soil off, took grass off, and I dug it over first time. And I put that shed in. This is another committee member. And he's moved on to here. I like these boards. I do with some of them. I'll have to have a word with him and see where he got them from, because they're just what I want for putting around the edge of my plot. But he's got the right idea with this up here. It does get rather wet, so he's raising the beds. It's probably best. I don't know what's happening with this one. I heard that they were giving it up. So, I don't know. I hope this isn't too boring for you. There's not a lot I can say about people's plots, is there really? Without being a bit... Well, I shouldn't say it like that, I don't mean it. Most plots on here, like I say, are very tidy. But there is some plots that you don't want to be derogatory about, even though they've only got a small patch of land and they don't do much with it. It's an unusual allotment on here. It's got a hedge all the way around it. One part of it's an edible hedge. Brassicas. A friend of mine's plot this. As you can see, I gave him some pots to put some potatoes in. They don't eat many potatoes, but they didn't want to do much digging. So gave them some pots to try and convert them to growing potatoes in pots. I must say, I'm impressed with his nice, neat path, even if it is a bit wobbly. There's a bit of a nip in the air. This is the chap who I bought the greenhouse from. It used to be there. And he wanted a bit more growing space, which he has now. Very tidy pot. I think this one's been given up at the end of this year and they're moving over onto the front bit. say, very tidy. There's only one or two that there's ever a discussion about when we do a walk round with the committee. Well, when I used to do a walk round with the committee. I've packed in this year. I've been on it 4 years. Me personally, I think committees should change quite regular. Anyway, else they get a bit stale. And ours, to a point, does get a bit stale. There's 3 or 4 have been on it for 20 years or so. And although when you look at the site, they have done a really good job. They don't like to change much because they've got it just how they like it. And they have done a good job, or I won't be here. This is Dave's asparagus bed. And this bed is over 20 years old. I know it looks a bit weedy, but it's over 20 years old. And he's got another 2 asparagus beds that are 4 and 5 years old. And this one still kicks out more asparagus than his other beds. Brassicas all netted up. It's a bit strange really. He usually builds a big cage, walking cage. I'm just going to cut down this path. I go back down to my plot. You see, they are very neat plots, these. Neat and tidy, tidy and neat. This is a cracking apple tree. I've picked 1 or 2 of the windfalls up off it before. Very tasty. Right, I think that's about it. I've not done much with the greenhouse. This is for my friend's greenhouse, Tim's. If I'd known he's left now. If I'd known he was going, I'd have catch the buckets off him. Too late now, somebody else has got it. Right. I think that's it. I'm going to head up home. Got 1 or 2 jobs to do. I've got to go and fetch some more trays that will hold water. Taking the family, we're going on a little trip, going up to Edinburgh this week. So only for a few nights. So I'm going to get some troop trays so I can make it easy for my father-in-law to water. I've got some tomatoes to pot on. So they do want to go into big pots, but I'm going to put them into slightly bigger pots before I plant them up onto the big pots that they're going to stay in, just to make it easy for my father-in-law to water while I'm away for them couple of days. I don't want to give him too much to do. Just go ahead and you saw all this. You would have seen all this on the earlier video, but this is 2 days later. It's Sunday today, Friday when I planted all these. So it looks like they're taking. Right. There's not much for me to do here. I think I'm going to head off home. Should we have a look at Pete's tadpoles before I go? Trying to walk steady. Well, he's got plenty of room for his mare, I think. Have we got any tadpoles? Ooh, can't see any. Mind you, it is cold and early, so they're probably asleep in or hiding in them rushes. In a bit.